Well, the G20 framework is being described as a merry-go-round by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres as he discussed the challenges in small island developing states accessing climate financing. He addressed the plenary session at the 4th International Small Island Developing States Conference in Antigua and Barbuda. More details from Kandace Jackson.
While some funding is available for climate financing, small island developing states like Trinidad and Tobago face many hurdles in accessing it. The criteria for funding set out by the membership of the G20 nations are often out of touch for many SIDS. This is a problem that UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is frustrated with.
I consider the so-called framework of the G20 a merry-go-round. And one of the reasons the framework doesn't work is that the main creditors are not in agreement in the way they are dealing with it, and the countries involved do not participate effectively in the discussions about their own debt.
Additionally, programs such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, increase debt for SIDS instead of providing assistance for reducing debt.
Even if it goes through the IMF, today it goes through the Resilience Fund only for the countries that are already in IMF programs, which means that you need to be broke to get support, when the support should be to avoid you to become broke.
Guterres also highlighted that conditionalities, such as a country's position on the vulnerability index, should not be the only determining factor for access to funding. In other words, higher income countries like Trinidad and Tobago should be able to benefit because they are equally affected by climate issues as their regional neighbors whose economies may not be as strong.
So the question is not to put ones against the others, or to take. The question is to create the financial mechanism of additionality to respond to obvious needs, because they are two obvious needs. They cannot be put once against the other, but they need to be solved at the same time.
Guterres is committed towards continuous advocacy until the mechanism of climate financing is more accessible to small island developing states.